If you're standing in front of your fridge at 5:47 p.m. wondering what's for dinner, it's not because you're bad at cooking, you're just not running your kitchen like an operation. I spent my 10,000 hours plus planning meals and cooking in the US Coast Guard, 300,000 plus meals, $500,000 in groceries through these hands, so I learned a few things. But the biggest lesson I learned in the kitchen wasn't necessarily about the food, it was about the decision behind the meals. Stacked up the decisions to figure out in the moment, you're going to be absolutely drowning all week. But if you can handle those decisions ahead of time, the week it runs itself. That's the entire system. But one tool in particular you can put into action this week, it's called Clean As You Go. I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I was taught in culinary school and how you can put it into use in your own home kitchen this week. Before I keep going, everything I teach in this video, I break down deeper in my free weekly newsletter, The Meal Planning OS. One quick email, one simple system every Saturday morning. Each designed to kill that decision fatigue that's absolutely wrecking your weeknights. It takes 5 minutes to read, but it can save you a couple hours each week for your mental energy that's going to fuel your productivity every week. Now, I'll link that down below for you. So as I was saying, we'll back up a bit here. Now, month 2 of culinary school. Our head instructor made us wash and hand drive every single piece of kitchenware in the galley. This is 16-hour days in culinary school in Petaluma, California. A new skill, new recipe every single day for 3 months straight. At the end of every shift, the head instructor, he'd glare at that drying rack. He'd walk by. If there's even a freaking single droplet of water on the drying rack, he'd say that's going to cause bacteria. It's going to cross-contaminate everything. We'd have to do all of the dishes. Sometimes that might be 100 plus dishes at the end of a really long shift. Totally sucked. I have a vivid memory or nightmare, if you want to call it, of my first time spraying scalding hot water in the dishwashing station into one of those big ladles, like a super big 6 or 8 ounce one, whatever it is, I forget. You spray it in. That water, it doesn't stay in the ladle. It shot right back up at my face. It shot all over the drying rack. My team was about to kill me. It was at like 4 p.m. or something like that. We had another hour or two left of the day. Team was pissed at me. I bought them around afterwards at the local bar. All was forgiven, but it was a tough lesson to learn, right? It wasn't all about drying the dishes, it was about timing. When the dish rack piles up, you're rushing through the shift. You don't have enough time to put a towel inside the bottom of a cup, or like I screwed up, I sprayed hot scalding water into a ladle, it went all over the place. You're just making mistakes and that compounds negatively throughout. You miss different things. We're handing them a wet shelf at the end of the day. The only way out is small batches. So maybe every 25 dishes or so, we're sitting there, we're finishing the dishwashing by drying everything and making sure it's pristine. That rack, it never gets ahead of you, because if it ever does, the whole operation, it's completely thrown off. Fast forward 3 months later, we're cooking 1,500 meals a day. Our team took over the whole galley to feed the entire Coast Guard training base. About 500 people a meal, 3 meals a day. The stakes cooking get a little higher when those people you're feeding are about to go run search and rescue drills, right? They don't want to be making those intense decisions on an empty stomach. Are they going to be pissed at us? We either fed the base really well, people were talking about it, we were talking out of town, or we were messing up left and right, and we would be the public enemy number one. At first, we were clumsy. Hotel pans hitting the floor left and right. 2 cooks crossing each other with sharp knives. Somebody reaching in for that sheet pan to find none left because nobody put the previous batch back. One day after the big breakfast rush, a few of us were cutting bell peppers in the back room. Pounds and pounds of bell peppers. Hour, 90 minutes or so. The one girl chopped her little pointer finger off. Totally sucked. Found the red bell peppers. I couldn't find that shit anywhere. Not to mention too, we lost all those pounds of bell peppers we cut up, so we had to redo that. That was just one example of us rushing through the timing and making a big monumental mistake. But week 2 comes around, the galley, it's starting to be orchestrated like a ballet, just a lot less spandex. Every tool came out of the closet, got put back in. Counters, they stayed clean all day. You could literally eat off the floor. Smooth operation. But this wasn't just talent. It wasn't even practice in the normal sense. It was that clean as you go became a reflex. Nobody had to think about it. The trash got swapped because it was 70% full. Somebody changed that sucker out immediately. Somebody dropped something on the floor, swept it up right away. Somebody spilled something in the oven, clean 10 minutes later. The chef's knife went back on the magnetic holder instead of in a big soapy water barrel where somebody's going to reach in and cut themselves. That's the whole thing. Small problems handled while they're still small. Here's what that wet rack actually taught us. The cost of letting things pile up was actually the cost of the cleanup of the cleanup. It's the mental load of 40 things going on in the back of your head while you're trying to focus on plating and serving 500 people. A 4-second wipe at 11 a.m. becomes a 4-minute scrub at 4 p.m. A knife in the right slot becomes a knife buried in soapy water in an ER visit later in the day. Each individual thing is tiny. It's the compacting that's going to kill you. Now, same physics in your household. You're not feeding 1,500 meals a day, of course. Maybe you are. Props to you if you are. but you're making 100 decisions during the day. That might be back-to-back Zoom calls, school pickup, 3 loads of laundry, a Slack thread that just won't die, or a doctor's appointment to schedule, whatever it is. By 5 p.m., the rack is full. You're standing in front of the fridge at 5 p.m. trying to dry every single cup with a dry rag, but here you are calling it bad at meal planning. It's not though, it's a systems problem. It's those decisions piling up. Now here's how you're gonna apply this at home this week. Sit down for a few minutes Sunday morning, figure out what your schedule ahead looks like, and you're gonna map out your weeknight dinners. You're gonna pick them, you're gonna write them down, you're gonna write that grocery list, you're gonna shop for those groceries, and you're gonna be set for the week. That doesn't mean you have to cook it all on Sunday. That's not what we're talking about here. You're just making those decisions on Sunday so you don't have to midweek. The main goal is to have your decisions set Sunday before the week even begins. You might be thinking, what if Wednesday night hits and you're not feeling that particular dinner option? Throw that notion out the window. That's the trap. Wednesday night, 5 p.m., that feeling, it's not preference. It's decision fatigue dressed up as preference. That Sunday version of you, you picked it for a reason. So you're gonna trust the system, not whatever your stomach's craving, all right? Mechanically, this is the same thing we were all doing month 2 with the drying rack. Small batch, 25 dishes at a time, don't let it pile up. Sunday's decision, that's the small batch. Wednesday at 5 p.m. with no plan is the 100 dishes stacked up, getting reviewed by the head instructor. The part the wet rack was really teaching us, you do this every week, not just when you're feeling up for it. You're gonna do this when you're on your most tired, busy, weeknights possible. Not just when you had a good weekend or a good day. That's where the reflex is really built. And after enough Sundays, you're just gonna do this on autopilot. It's gonna take you less and less time. The week is gonna run itself just like my galley ran itself in month 3 of culinary school. It's not because we're trying harder, we're not relying on willpower or discipline. It's because those systems are in place we're able to just plug into. That's the whole system right there. It's not complicated, it's just non-negotiable. If you wanna build that Sunday decision reflex into something that actually sticks, watch this video next. It's 10 meal planning lessons I pulled from planning 300,000 plus meals in the Coast Guard, and it's the foundation that this Clean As You Go system sits on top of.